Hello everyone, I'm Karuna and I welcome you all to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about happy numbers. So let's understand what happy numbers are. A number will be called a happy number if we start replacing it by the sum of the squares of its digits and we keep on repeating this process until the number results into 1. So once the calculation gets over and we get 1 as the final result, then the number will be a happy number. Let's understand it better with the help of an example. Here is a number 32. The square of the digits of the number 32, that is 3 square plus 2 square, is equal to 13. The next operation will be performed on the digits of number 13, which will give me the result as 10, and then the operation will be performed on number 10, that is 1 square plus 0 square, which will result into 1. Now you can see that all this calculation has given me 1 in the final answer, so I'll stop the execution process here, and because the result is 1, I can say that 32 is a happy number. Let's consider one more example where the number is not a happy number. I've taken a number 15 and these are various calculation steps performed on different digits of the numbers derived in each step. On screen you can see the last calculation results into digit 4. If I further perform the calculations, then it will result into giving same sequence of numbers infinite number of times. You can try this on any number which does not result into digit 1, rather keeps on generating the same pattern and will surely contain digit 4 as one of the number in the pattern obtained. So from here we can derive the logic for not happy numbers, that once digit 4 is encountered, we can stop further calculations. Now let's have a look at the code written for happy numbers. This is a Python program which checks whether a number is a happy number or not. Variable num stores the value given by the user during execution. This value is copied to variable n also. I've taken this variable sum, which is going to hold the sum of the squares of the digits of the number. It is initialized to 0. You can set some other number for variable sum also. This variable ans is assigned a boolean value false. This is just how I have tried to put my logic in. If you want, you can set some other value to variable ans. The outer while loop is based on two conditions, and you can see I've used the AND logical operator. That means for the execution of the while loop, both the conditions sum not equal to 1 and sum not equal to 4 must be true. So you can see the value of sum is 0. 0 is not equal to 1, which is true. 0 is not equal to 4, that is also true. So both the conditions are true. So the control moves to the first statement written inside this while loop. Sum has been initialized to 0 again. As I already mentioned, that if you want, you can give any other value to variable sum in the third statement of this code. Now the inner while loop is going to calculate the sum of the squares of the digits. So let's consider a number here 32. 32 is greater than 0. 32 modulus 10 will give me the remainder when 32 is divided by 10. So 2 will be stored in variable digit. As the variable sum contains value 0, it will add the square of digit 2 derived from number 32. So 4 will be stored in variable sum, and because from 32 2 is no more needed, we can simply discard it from the number 32 by dividing it by 10. So this will give me value 3 in variable n. The inner loop executes one more time where 3 is greater than 0. As 3 is smaller than 10, so 3 modulus 10 will give me 3 as the remainder, which gets stored in variable digit. The sum variable already holds the value 4, which was derived from the square of 2. Now it will add the square of 3, which is 9, and variable sum gets the value 13. After this, when 3 is divided by 10, it will give 0 and the inner loop stops working. As I want the next operation to be done on the value 13, so that's why I have assigned the value of sum to variable n. That's the reason I used variable n in my program. So this is how variable n will keep on changing according to the updated value of variable sum. Now it will check whether value of sum is equal to 1. As this if condition of sum equal to 1 is false, so no operation is done and it goes back to the outer loop. Sum is 13, so 13 not equal to 1, condition is true. 13 not equal to 4, this condition is also true. Sum becomes 0, that means the value of sum, which was 13, has now been removed, making it 0 again. The inner loop now starts working on number 13, which will give me the result of 1 square plus 3 square. That means after the execution of the inner loop, the value of variable sum will be 10, which will be initialized to variable n. Sum will be checked against 1, but this time also this condition is false, so it goes back to the outer loop. Sum, which contains the value 10, is checked against number 1 and 4, and this time also both the conditions are true. Sum gets the value 0 again, and the inner loop calculates the square of the digits of 1 and 0, and therefore sum will become 1, which gets copied to variable n. Now because the value of sum is 1 this time, so you can see the variable ans will change from false to true, and it goes back to the outer loop. The value of sum is 1, so 1 not equal to 1 condition will become true, and 1 not equal to 4 condition becomes false. As one of the condition of this operation is true and the other one is false, so the entire result will be false and the outer loop stops working, and then it comes back to the if and else part written outside the while loops. So it will check if ans is true, as I already explained that the value of sum was 1, so this condition becomes true, and on the screen it prints 32 is a happy number. So let's see how the program works during execution. It prompts me to enter a number, so let's give the value 19. 19 is a happy number. You can perform the calculations on the digits derived in each step according to number 19, and you will be able to identify 19 is a happy number. Let's execute the program one more time, and this time I give a value like 55, which is not a happy number. Now explaining the logic why I considered 4 as one of the condition for my while loop, relating it with not happy numbers, I'll just make little changes in my code here. For this, I will remove this condition, and outside the inner while loop, I'll print the value of a variable sum, so that you can see what is stored in variable sum after each step. And I run my code here. I give the value 9, and you can see the program goes infinite, repeating same set of numbers in each cycle, and the smallest number you can observe in this pattern is 4. So after observing the pattern which has been shown in this output, I tried to make the logic on digit 4. So here are some examples of happy numbers. So let's consider one small exercise wherein you find the happy numbers within the range of 1 to 1000. I'm sure you'll be able to find a better logic for your code. Thank you for watching this video. I'll be back with more exciting questions like this. Till then, keep working with smile.